Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the spiritual community, you cannot have clarity in truth, objective truth, if you do not have clarity in your goals, clarity in where you want to be in the world. What do you want to accomplish? Where do you want to be this time next year? Do you have a 1, 3, 5-year plan for the future? This is the thing with the spiritual community. We hate making plans. We hate making a definitive decision on something and sticking with it despite how we feel or despite what comes up. I don't know about your guys' circles, but my circle for the past decade has been this. We're gonna go with, we'll see what the flow is. I'll check back in and we'll see what the flow is. That's great. I love flowing. I used to be a freestyle master, but it's an excuse. It's a poor excuse. There is an insidious, a devastating, insidious notion in the spiritual community that there is no such thing as objective truth, that everything is subjective, that everything is based solely on your perception, that everything is based solely on how you perceive it, that truth doesn't exist, because that's all you're saying, right? When you're saying everything is down to what you perceive something to be, that means there is no truth, because truth exists independent of you. Truth exists as a fundamental quality of reality. The substantial reality, the underlying thing from which all things manifest is truth, the ever unchanging thing that exists in spite of what you think about it. And we don't, the reason why we can't really see truth, the reason why it's so easy for us to say everything is subjective, is because we don't have a definitive direction that we want to head in. Ladies and gentlemen, there are atrocities going on in the world right now. There are absolute atrocities going on in the world right now. And we don't speak up about them because we don't believe what we say is true, because we don't believe in truth. We don't do anything about them because why do anything about it when I'm just going to go with the flow? We'll let things unfold. Whatever's happening is supposed to be happening, right? That's another spiritual jargon that people in this realm latch onto. Whatever's happening is happening because it's supposed to be happening. This is where we're supposed to be. Are we? Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that the atrocities going on in the world are happening because they're supposed to be happening? Or do you believe they're happening because the majority of people are pushovers, and the majority of people will let whatever happens because they have this prevailing belief that all is well that ends well, instead of considering maybe it's us who has to create the ending. Maybe it is the global human consciousness that got us into this shithole, and it is the global human consciousness that needs to get us out. It is a handful of people that are saying, actually, there is objective truth. There is right or wrong. My goal is for peace on earth, or happiness, or harmony amongst nations, or harmony amongst myself. Forget nations, forget the world. Harmony amongst my household. Harmony amongst my thoughts and my bedroom. Harmony between how I feel when I go to sleep at night, my thoughts when I wake up in the morning, and then my thoughts throughout the day. Are all those in alignment? Are all those in harmony? Can I really, at the end of the day, say that my life is completely up to whim, completely up to chance? Because that's what it is. That there is truth in that. To go with the flow. That is the effect. That is what we study. That is why we study alchemy and hermetics. Because there is a truth that you can be the effect. You can completely go with the flow but you can also be a cause. There is both cause and there is both effect. Most people are caught up in being the cause. They're caught up in being the cause. They're not the effect. And it's okay to be either. Neither one is better than the other. But when you are only one-sided, you lose out on half existence and you become someone that is very easily controllable. When you're caught up in the effect and you're caught up with go with the flow and you're caught up in subjectiveness and it's all perception, then you are a cog in someone else's story. You are something to be used. You are something to be done upon, not something that does the doing. It is very, very easy to say that everything is subjective when you have no truth in your heart. And yes, there are greater truths and smaller truths. We have to look at things in the macro and the micro. For example, a truth to me might be waking up and working out, whereas that's my truth. And the truth to someone else could be actually you need to wake up and meditate or wake up and read. You know what I mean? But again, it depends on what your goal is. If your goal is to lose weight, then it is your truth to do things that get you to lose weight. If it is your truth to to live in more happiness and have more peace in your life, then it is your truth to have harmony with your thoughts and your actions. If your actions do not line up with your thoughts, then you are in disharmony. And that is a falsity. That is an objective falsity. But again, like I said, if you don't care where you're going and you have no discipline and you have no direction and you have no order in your life, you have no star, you have no north node that you're heading towards, then of course there's no truth. Of course it doesn't matter if you work out. Of course it doesn't matter if you gain weight and start getting heart disease. Of course it doesn't matter if you have low energy all the time because you don't take care of yourself. Of course it doesn't matter if you are depressed and anxious because if you don't have anywhere to go, it doesn't matter what road you take. Am I making sense? If you don't have anywhere to go, then it doesn't matter what road you take. But the truth is, deep down inside, we all have somewhere we want to go. Therefore, we all have objective truths that exist despite our perception of reality. Despite how you want to label something, despite how you want to call something, despite how you want to perceive something, or despite how you want to sort of manipulate your thoughts towards circumstances to make those circumstances appear better. Despite all that shit, you do have an objective truth. You do have something that you can do every day that's going to make your life objectively better. Everyone does. Everyone does. If not, and not, maybe not even if not, but where it should start, at least, congruency, harmony in your own thoughts, in your own actions, and start from there. That's it. We don't need anything else. We don't need Superman. We don't need Batman. Superman and Batman create Riddler and Lex Luthor. Wait, did I do that right? Anywho, you get my point. We just need everyday people putting a stake in the ground that says, this is my happiness. They need to look at a star in the sky and they say, I'm headed towards that star. That is my goal. How I get there? The how? That's the go with the flow. That's the passive. How is that going to unfold? God only knows. There are an infinite amount of ways for you to get what you want. And thank God. Thank God, because our limited minds, the masculine, has no idea, has no concept of the vastness of existence. So it shouldn't focus on the how. All it should focus on is the star. All the masculine, all our active mind should focus on is the star that we want to head towards, and keep on it, by golly, as much as we can. And then we can relax into the flow, because we've set up the flow. We know what direction it's going in. And then we can say, it's all good, brother. It's all good. All right, we're hitting some snags. It's all good because we're heading towards our star. I'm not successful yet. It's okay because I'm going to bed early. I'm waking up on time. I'm still exercising. I'm still reading. I'm still perfecting my craft. Maybe failing now, but I'm learning from those mistakes, and I'm still, objectively speaking, headed towards my star. Doing the things that I told myself I would do every day. I'm reading, I'm studying, I'm working out, I'm hanging out with friends more, I'm enjoying a beer to celebrate my success, even the small successes. I'm doing all the things that I told myself that I would do. I'm doing all the things that I told myself that I would do to get where I want. Now I can relax into it, right? Instead of the flip side, where people don't even bother setting their sight upon the star, because they want to exist in complete perception. That way, when they find themselves unhappy, or they find themselves lost, or they find themselves in this existential crisis, when they find themselves there, then they have no one to blame. It's easy when it's easier that way because you can't blame yourself. I think that has a lot to do with it. If you're working towards your goal every single day and you're failing, then to a degree you are the failure. But at least that's a good thought, because you're at least acknowledging that you are the one who's got power over your life. If you're acknowledging that I'm actually failing, then you're acknowledging that I'm actually the one to concede. As compared to having no goals, no star in the sky to follow. When you fail, it's the gods. It's just, this is just the way it's supposed to be. Nah, man. I take that back. Yes, man. If that's really what you want, then that is a way to exist, as the effect, purely the effect. It's a terrible existence, just like trying to be solely the cause. If you're trying to be solely the cause, then you're the person who sets their eye on the star, and then when they fail, they just want to destroy everything. They get sad and, oh my God, they get too caught up. They identify with the ego instead of understanding that the ego is something that they are using as a tool to better their lives, to experience existence. This is why we need both. We need to both set your eye on the star that you want. Put a stake in the ground and say, there is an objective truth in my life. There is good in this world. Despite the general population's perception, there is good, there is bad, and something must be done about it. And then realize, what's the answer to that? Well, you come back to the micro. You leave the macro, you come back to the micro, and you say, what do I see in the world that I don't like? Well, I'm going to fix that in my own life. Again, harmony in my thoughts and in my decisions, or harmony in my thoughts and my actions. That's a good place to start. You see chaos in the world and you hate seeing chaos in the world. Well, how about this? What's the chaos in your household look like? Can you get your house on point? Now, what do your thoughts look like? Can you get your thoughts on point? And then we will find with some digging that our state of our mental state has a lot to do with our physical state. Is your house incredibly chaotic? Then your mind is probably incredibly chaotic, and vice versa. Saying, well, I can't fix the chaos of my house. Well, try to fix the chaos of your mind. Meditate more. That way the chaos of your house hurts and you have to fix it. Or work from the other side. You can't fix the chaos of your mind? Well, what can you fix? You can fix the dishes. You can fix the laundry. Get order and peace and harmony in your house and see what that does to your mind. You cannot have an effect that does not lie within it a piece of the cause. As above, so below, baby. As within, so without. To fix one is to fix the other. Start with whatever's easiest. But you have to understand, you have to come to the realization, you have to accept the fact that there is truth and that you can do bad despite how you want to spin it in your head. There is things that you're doing that are bad. I don't care how you look at it. Good luck. Good luck. Because it's quite the adventure, is it not? I've been there too. I've been totally go with the flow. It's fun. It's easy. There's no responsibilities. But sometimes we gotta grow up, baby. Y'all want to call yourselves kings and queens and call each other kings and queens, but you gotta. Kingliness is not all about rolling in riches. It's not about owning land. It's about taking care of the people around you. It's about being empathetic towards the plight of your community. It's about putting others before you. That's what a king does. That's what a queen does. At least a good one. At least a king or queen of pharaoh worth their weight and salt. That's what they do. They're empathic. They're responsible. They take into consideration their entire community, not just themselves. They understand that there are decisions that need to be made that are going to be difficult decisions, but it's for the best. They know how to put off short-term happiness for long-term happiness. King and queen shit is a lot more than this loose term that the spiritual community likes to throw around. I'm glad that that's where our sights are set at, or at least I'm glad that we're flirting with the idea. But now let's take it to the next step and see, how does a king or queen actually live? Do you think a king or queen sits on their throne and goes, it's okay that the people are starving. It's all good that the enemy are at our gates pounding down the wall with battering rams. It's all good. We're just going to go with the flow. We're supposed to be here. This is all happening because it's supposed to be happening. Nah, man. Kings and queens don't fly like that. Kings and queens take action. Kings and queens set a goal and they do everything they can to hit that goal. They don't allow excuses to come in front of that. Good luck, kings and queens. When I call you a king or queen, that's what I'm talking about. I want all that shit to be present. The responsibility, the empathy, the go-getting attitude. Oh man, let's get it. I want you to succeed. I want your adventure to be fucking incredible. You are flying on a rock in the middle of the goddamn universe, and you're poking around infinity, and you're just coming out of a monkey brain that was flinging poo at each other just a couple 100,000 years ago, and here you are building satellites into space. Shit, come on. What a time to be alive. I don't know if we're winning right now. I can't say we're winning right now. You know what I mean? And if humanity does lose, it's all good, baby. We'll come back as a different type of species and we'll do it all over again. I don't know, but it would be nice to figure it out now. It really would. It really would. But that starts with everyone acknowledging truth. It starts with everyone acknowledging that they need a star to gaze upon, to fix themselves upon, before they can relax into the flow. We need to set the parameters. We need to set the boundaries. We need to set our sights upon something and cut everything else out first, and then relax into our flow. And then let the universe take care of the how. And then let let the infinite depths of the subconscious, let the infinite depths of the psyche and the feminine and the raw power and energy that it comes with, let that be the fuel for the journey. But we got to make sure that she's going in the right direction. We got to make sure she's going in the right direction. Good luck, fam, and I'll see you soon, all right? Take it easy. Hey, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, comment. Let me know how your journey is going. Let me know how your flow is going. Let me know how your sights are. Have you set your sights yet? Thank you for the support. Comment and like, please, so we can feed the algorithm. And I'll see you soon. All right, later.